Hey everybody, how are you guys today? Welcome to Life on Turkey Lane. It is absolutely a gorgeous day outside today. And I hope you're not tired of the herb start updates. Well, I've only really done one update and I showed you how we planted these herb seeds. Well, today is 2 weeks from the day that we planted those herb seeds. And we have a little bit of a special project going on. I'm going to show you first an update of how they're doing. And then some of these need to be divided and separated out already. And we're going to put them in little pots. So because some of the seeds were so small, I went ahead and just sprinkled them over the potting mix in 6-inch size pots. And you're going to be surprised, I think, when you see in just 14 days how these herbs have gone from seed to what they are now. And they're big enough that we need to separate them out. And I'm probably even going to have enough that I can give some starts away to a couple people I work with. So let me show you here what we have in the way of our starts. Okay, so this is our basil, and just look at that. These basils already are growing their true leaves, and you may not be able to tell because it looks like just a whole big bunch of a mess in there, but there's probably a good 15 or more plant starts in there. And then our cilantro is starting to get its true leaves. I'm not sure if I'm going to separate that out today or not, but we may do that. Our thyme is getting bigger. We're not going to do anything with those today. We're going to just let them stay in the pot here. Now, unfortunately, what was growing in the parsley container was not parsley. It was some other seed that must have got mixed in the soil. So the parsley has technically not germinated yet. But from what I've heard and what I've read up on parsley, that's not uncommon, that it takes quite a long time before it germinates. So we're just going to be patient and see if we get anything out of that. But then the dill is growing like gangbusters. And we are going to be separating some of that out today. So let me get some items together and we will start separating those. But first, let's take a look at the lettuce that we started just 7 days ago. Now I'm gonna remove this light from it because it's kind of hard to see down there. But here we go. Look at that. That is lettuce after just 7 days. And I'm thinking that probably after 14 days, this is going to be pretty good too. And we're just going to leave that in the pot here. And as it grows, we can harvest it and just use it as leaf lettuce. And yeah, so I'm really excited about that. That's just 7 days after sprinkling those seeds on top of the soil. Okay, so isn't that exciting, guys? I mean, that lettuce, all of these things are just astounding that in just a matter of a minimal amount of time, you can get all of these starts. Now, I know a lot of people would start their basil seeds and dill seeds and stuff individually in a pot. And the dill, I probably could have done that with because those are a little bit larger seeds. The basil seeds are tiny. And instead of going through the hassle or the headache of trying to pick out 1 to 2 little bitty seeds to put in each little pot, I went ahead and just scattered them in a bigger pot. And now today we're going to separate them out. So let me point you down here and see if we can get you situated. Okay, so as you can tell, I've got my roaster pan back and more products from Dollar Tree. Let me tell you, not only are they a little bit cheaper sometimes Walmart stuff is cheaper than Dollar Tree, to be honest. But in my area that I live, our Dollar Tree is closer and more convenient, and our Walmart is extremely, extremely busy. And to be honest with you, even the parking is so horrible that you have to park at the way end of the parking lot and walk a half a mile just to get into the Walmart. And so sometimes it's not worth it to me to even go through the hassle. So again, we have products from Dollar Tree, and of course these are $1.25. I'm not sure of the count of these little pots. I don't think it says how many there are, it's just starter pots. And then I've got a little plastic container that I'm going to go ahead and sit some of the starter pots in, and we'll show you that later. And then of course my roaster pan for doing the seeds. And if you don't have starter pots, let me show you something else that you can use that you might have plenty of. Maybe you're a saver and you keep them, and I'll show you something that you can use in alternative to going out and buying these. Okay guys, so if you don't want to go out and buy starter pots, or maybe you say you've got these laying around the house, this is an absolutely free, kind of like a peat pot. And all you have to do after you start your seeds or your little starts in these, when you're ready to plant them out, you can just rip the paper off and plant your start. So this is an absolutely free item that you can use to start your plants in. So, but today, since probably I'm going to be giving some of these away to friends and co-workers and things like that, I'm going to go ahead and use some of these little pots. And let me see if I can get this package open. If there's one good thing I found out about Dollar Tree items is the product may be inferior, but the wrap, the packaging is sometimes pretty good. And I think it's looking to me like there might be 12 or 15 of these. They're pretty thin. Let's just count them here and see how many we have. 2, okay, so 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. You get 12 for $1.25, so that's not too bad at all. That's about 10 cents a piece. Just a fraction of a cent more than that. So, and they already have the holes in the bottom for drainage. And so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead, let's do the basil first. And like I said, see, you can see each one of these little individual are plant starts. I mean, there's a ton of them. And I'm just going to take these and I'm going to pour them gently out into my container. I don't want to be tearing any roots up or anything, so I'm just gonna take this here, and you can see all those roots already in there. I mean, that is just incredible. These things have done fantastic. But you do, these are babies. You do want to be very, very, very careful with them. And you don't want to be ripping any of their tender little roots. Okay, so I'm going to leave the rest of these. And I may put more than one start per pot. I don't think that was a basil seed. Okay, leave the rest of that in there. Now I've got some... Here, we got a whole bunch there. I'm going to go ahead and fill up one of these pots with some of the already pre-moistened soil. Fill up a couple of them here. Okay, I'm just going to pack that down in there just a little bit. And now, let's see, I think I'll put 2 little starts in these, and I'm just going to stick my finger in there, make a little hole, and I'm going to find me 2 nice little basil starts here. Shake off some of the dirt, see if we can get these separated. Now, like I said, you want to be very, very careful with the, see the root system on that? That is just incredible for 14 days worth of growth. And I'm just gonna make my little hole in down there, and I'm gonna make sure all those little root leggies are tucked down in the soil. And we're just going to pinch some soil around that. Let's get this other guy out here. I'm going to do the same thing with him. I'm going to just tuck the little roots down in there. And I'm sorry if I can't get you closer. But we're going to tuck his little roots in there. Make sure we've got some soil packed around him. And there you go. We got 2 little starts right in this one little pot here. And like I said, you can separate it into 1. For these, I'm just going to go ahead and do 2. I have an abundance of the little basil. So let's go ahead and get a few more. Maybe we'll do this one with just 1 good size start in it. We've got this start here that is really, really good start. And we're just going to plop his whole root system right down in there. And then pack some dirt down around him. And you want to make sure he's packed in there tight so there's no air that gets around the little root system. Better do that to these too. Make sure they're just nice and snug as a bug in a rug. Okay? And so there you go. 1 more little basil start. And yeah, let's see. I don't know if I can get you any closer so you can see better or not. Let's go ahead and get some more soil in one of these pots. Get a nice generous amount of soil. And I'm going to leave an opening for my, let's see, my little start here. And here we go. We kind of got 2 in there. Let's see if we can find a little bit larger one. Here we go. Now we have a little bit larger of a thing. And I can't really get you up here to show you, but maybe you can see. I'm just going to plop the whole thing with its roots and everything. I'm going to tuck it right down in that soil, and I'm just going to pinch the soil around it. And tap it down in there quite a bit. Probably should have put a little bit more soil in there. But, so there you go. It's that easy. And now we have 3 pots. Actually, this one's got 2 starts. So we've got 3 pots of basil already started. I've got a few basil starts left over after using 12 of these little cups, and I've got 4 in my big pot back here. So let's see if we can use some of these toilet paper rolls. And you will just pinch the bottoms in to make like a little cup out of them. Something like this. That's not real fancy, but it will hold some dirt. I'm just going to pack some dirt in there. Some soil, not dirt. This is not dirt. This is fancy dirt. Pack some soil in there, and then we're going to leave a spot to be able to put the start and its whole, see how nice that root system is on there? We're just going to push that whole root system down in there, and then we're going to squeeze the dirt up around the stem just a little bit. Make it nice and snug in there. And there you go. You've got a plant pot, a starter pot, out of a toilet paper roll. Let me lean this up against here like this, and we'll use the other ones because I want to save this other container of little pots for the dill. So like I said, just squeeze over the bottom till you make a bottom on it. Nothing super fancy. Fill it up with your soil. You want to pack that soil down so there's no air bubbles in there. Nothing that can cause an oxygen problem or rot. Leave a nice little spot for your root system. Want to get those little tap roots down in there. Come on and cooperate with me, little buddy. Get down in there. There we go. Let's get you down in there. Snug up that soil around the stem. There we go. Okay guys, so I am done transplanting the basil starts, and I got a total of 21 little baby basil plants out of that, and I went ahead, I was going to keep about 4 in the 6-inch pot, but I went ahead because of room issues and stuff, space issues, I went ahead and separated those up. Okay, so there we go. I got a tray of there and there. Those are all little baby basil out of that little bitty bunch of seeds that I planted just 14 days ago. Look at those, and they look so good and so healthy thanks to this. It's not even a grow light system. It's an LED shop light. And so yeah, I'll have to get some of those a little more situated underneath the light because they're going to need all that light. And so now let's get started on the dill. Okay, so I have my dill here, and I am going to tell you that I had to use a couple pots out of this package for the basil. So I've only got 10 of these pots left. I was only able to find 2 packages at Dollar Tree, which equaled 24 pots. So I know I'm going to have more than 10 little dill starts here. And I kind of don't know that I want to double them up because dill is a very tall and leggy plant and stuff. I don't know if these will be adequate enough, but I do have some little Dixie cups. Or I do have some red solo cups, so that may be an option as well. So I'm just going to go ahead and just like we did with the basil, I'm going to dump these out. See if we can get them out without damaging them. We leave some of those in the pot there till I get some of these potted up. And we're just going to do the same thing. I'm going to leave this soil's not very moist. Probably need to add a little more moistening to that, but it might be okay. We'll just water them in. Okay, so I'm gonna pack that in there, and I'm gonna leave a spot. I'm gonna see if I can pick me a dill, and I want to make sure I get all of the little root ends off there. I think I'm going to pack the soil up just around those a little bit, just for some stability there. And these, you can smell them already. These basil plants and the dill plants, they smell like basil and dill, even at this little bitty baby stage. So there, that looks like there's about 2 of them in there, and I think that'll be okay. So I'm going to pot these up, and we'll see how many starts I get of these. And like I said, I know for sure I do not have enough of these little pots for them, but we'll make do with what we can get. So I'll be back when I get these potted up. Okay, so I decided to use red solo cups I had on hand for the nether start. I'm just poking some holes in the bottom so they get some drainage. So we're good to go. These are a little bit larger, and that's okay. I want to make sure that they have a good start here. No sense in wasting what we got. So yeah, and I'll count and see how many start. Now I'm putting more than 1 dill in a thing here. I think they're going to be okay. Try to pack the soil up around them as much as possible so they're not, so they stand up good. So there's probably at least three little dill plants in this one. So, yep, that's what we're doing here, and I'll be back when we're all done. Okay, y'all, so I have a major dilemma here. I don't know that I have enough room for all these pretty little plant starts. So we're going to try to get them all grouped up in some pans here. I've had these in pans, but I think I'm going to try to move these over to this little bit larger pan because there's more of them. As I said, I have 21 basil plant starts, but I do only have 12 of the dill, so I'm thinking that's going to work out better to try to get all of these in here. I'm going to go ahead and group these little ones in the toilet paper rolls right up in here. Okay, now I'm going to try to get the dill plants in here. I'm hoping to be able to get all 12 of them. Let's put the little bit taller ones toward the back here. I'm hoping to anyhow. So I've got to make room for all these babies. And they've got to all be able to get light. So they need to all be able to get underneath this grow light. It's a tight squeeze, but we got them all in there. Okay, that's actually a basil. Let's get the dill in here. Okay, now I'm going to put the dill right back in the spot that I had in. Over here. There we go. And I'm going to put this big tray of basil, and I still have 2 basil plants that I don't know where I'm going to stick them. They're not going to fit in this tray. Scoot that down and that down. Now I'm putting this tray, and I'll probably have to put the other one on a stack of books too, because they need to be up towards the light a little bit more. And since these pots are so tall, I'm going to have to leave the light up there, but I'm going to have to get these up to the light. So let me go get another couple books for that. Okay. Actually, this right here will be good. I just want to get those up a little closer to the light. I might be able to tuck these little basils right there. But okay, so we're trying to work this out. Okay, so I'm going to be back in just a minute, make sure I can get this arranged good, and show you what all we have here. If I can turn you around, see if I can turn you around here, and we'll see what we've got. Yeah, I didn't expect this many starts, and so I'm a little crowded over here, but that's okay, I'll take it. So let me turn you around and you can see what all we've got here. So anyway, I hope that didn't bore you to death and that you're as excited as I am about all these little plant starts. Just from a little bit, I mean, you saw, if you go back and watch my videos, and I'll try to post them in one of the little corners here, of just starting these from seed and how easy it was, and to get 21 basil plants. Can I tell you, if you buy a little basil plant, and they won't come out until later in March or April at Lowe's and Menards and places like that, Home Depot. You're gonna pay anywhere from $3 to $5 for a little bitty plant. I've got 21 basil plants alone out of that little bitty dab of seeds that I planted just 14 days ago. And so if I were to go buy 21 basil plants, that's going to cost me probably $100 or close to it. So that's a huge money savings. I mean, the little pots, well, even these little pots here cost me a whole $1.25. Some of my toilet paper rolls were free. They're just waste product, you know, salvaged. And a little bit of soil I had on hand, and even a bag of soil is not going to cost you super amount of money. And so so you can do this too. And I'm thankful that you joined me today here on Life at Turkey Lane. It has just been an absolutely gorgeous day outside. I hope it's gorgeous where you're at, whenever it is that you're watching this. And that you've had a wonderful day, and that you keep having a wonderful day. And I will be back hopefully later in the week. I've got a few recipes I'd like to share for you. Both of them very special. So stick around, come back and see me, and I hope you enjoyed this video. So like and subscribe, and have a very wonderful, blessed day. Thank you. Bye, y'all.